it is MelkStehul here with you for another exciting Idle Heroes video. Not really. I just had to make it sound exciting because it's not really that exciting this week. So this week is the Homer Simpson donut event. You just have to collect donuts, and if you get enough donuts, and you invariably won't, you're going to end up with King Button, who is useless right now and you can't use anywhere. So, anyway, the Homer Simpson donut event, I won't really go into too much of the details because you already know, I guess, all about this stuff. This is not a must-have artifact. I'm surprised they have it now. It'll probably come out Christmas, I would have thought. They showed it early. This is an artifact that I want purely for DA because it's got speed and attack, the Augustus Magic Ball. Otherwise, there aren't really that many people that could use these three attributes at once. Maybe a Horus, who really needs a block. Hard to say. It's not the most useful artifact around. It's probably overpriced. Aspen, yes. Dark Hero. Oberon, I actually do need the extra copy because I'm still trying to build up my Oberon army, but I'll never get it, and I'm not going to spend 300 Universal Crystal Shards just to get it. I'm saving up all my Universal Crystal Shards basically for another Demon Bell. I've got 3 Demon Bells right now. You can never do with enough. King Barton is food. This is a nice skin. I already have this skin. I actually have 2 of these skins now. You can't recycle it. I wouldn't get it. It's on Kamath. And then the other standard stuff you can get. So that's the Homer Simpson stuff that you can get. And in a previous week, I think the last campaign event, we actually converted all those things that you could get into the equivalent gems using a heroic scroll conversion factor, where we said, look, a heroic scroll is worth 100 of the campaign currency in this week, donuts, so 100 donuts. And in real life, it costs 125 gems. So basically, the implied value of a donut this week is 1.25 gems. So if you use that conversion factor to convert everything, that's effectively how we got numbers for all the other items in the game. And so we've been able to value like super elite heroes. And these are the conversion factors I've used in some of my later videos. I've also been able to come up with implied price per feather of 50 or 48 gems per feather, which again, conversion factor I've used previously in other videos. I've used it in Black Friday. But where that comes in handy is obviously when we talk about these value packs, which come with these donuts, which originally I've never really been able to value, but now I have. And these value packs, they have not changed. It's back to the 4. And so you're going to get $170 one, $30 one, $10 one, and on a dollars per item basis, this is what it looks like. Not that interesting. It's only when you convert everything to gems and then do the cost per gem calc, that's where it kind of gets interesting. So if you're going to buy this week, and you shouldn't buy anything this week, you should buy the $100 one, the $30 one, or the $10 one, and you should avoid the $70 one because each gem is 0.69% per gem. And, you know, you might say, oh, well, MelkStehul, what are we? 0.3% difference. Does it make a difference? When you convert everything to gems, and there's a lot of gems involved, yeah, it makes a difference. Not by much. It's not going to send you broke, but still, if you're looking for value, you might as well get every single last 0.01% out of it. So that's the cost per gem this week. Relatively speaking, where does that stack up? So if you look at all the things you could buy with money, 0.06% per gem. You've got to look in column P. Ignore the RV index. None of you get it. Not many of you ever will, but 0.6% per gem. It's here. It's not that great value compared to the orb campaign or the $100 orb package or the $100 scroll package. So just don't buy it. And compared to everything else, it's just shit value. It's just the campaign weeks are literally the worst weeks where you can buy value packs, unless you have just too much money. Even if you have too much money, you should have spent it all on Black Friday. You should not spend it at all this week. Now let's talk about the mysterious chests. I've never actually done an analysis on it. I think I've just talked about it in generic terms, but I've done the very simplistic value. So going across the top is the market value, or what you can get these items for when it's at its cheapest in the game. So scrolls, you can get 125 gems a piece in the market, or Aspen. profit orbs you can get for 450 piece in Aspen. Skin shards, the 1875 gems per skin shard, basically comes from this conversion that I talked about very briefly at the start. Whether or not that's really worth, each basic skin is worth 1875 gems. Questionable. And then we get to pink dust. So pink dust, the market rate for it is actually based on, where are we? Well, the marketplace. The marketplace you can actually buy, and I buy these every day because you need a lot of pink now to get your soul stones. So to get 10,000 costs you 1,500 gems. And so when you do out the math, it's basically for one pink dust costs you 0.15 of a gem. And so nice conversion factor. And the Elite 5-star Hero Shard, we managed to convert last week using expected value. So based on the chance of getting a spelled that wrong. Genu, G-E-N-U. No, that's spelled right. Genu, G-E-N, genuine. I thought something was wrong. We calculated the expected value of an Elite 5-star shard last week based on, very quickly for those of you who are new. My name is MelkStehul and I'm a cheapskate. And this is what I do for Fun and Idle Heroes. So basically we said, look, all the elite heroes, 1, 2, where are the ones? Scary. Yeah, 3, Nakia 4, Oberon 5. Is that all? Penny 6. So 6 times the odds of getting those gets you 9%. Everyone else is junk. What's the value of a genuine hero versus a junk hero? Calculate the expected value of this. You get 1203. So whether or not you believe, well, you can set this at 400. But anyway, that's how we got that 1203. And so total gem value from doing the math out. So 5 times 125 equals 625. The surplus loss is the difference between the total gem value from the stuff that you get versus what you pay. So this week, everything's in surplus. Everything's coming up Millhouse. So for those of you that watch The Simpsons, you'll get that. I get a lot of you are probably too young to enjoy The Simpsons. But for those of us that grew up on The Simpsons, everything's coming out Millhouse. And this week, it's about Homer Simpson donuts. So I reckon this week is the Simpsons week. And so you're probably wondering, well, hang on. How's that worth 6,000? that skin shard pack. Or that skin shard chest. It's not. It's just, if you believe the conversion factor of 1 donut to 1.25 gems, and you convert the skin package, that $1,500 skin package, you get 5 of them on that basis. Sorry, you get 5 skins in this particular box. Then this is what that chest is worth, and this is the difference between the value of that chest and the gems, right? So it's an intrinsic, what do you believe? What to you is a basic skin shard worth? But the pink definitely is worth it, because even if I set the Elite 5-star Hero Shard value to 0, you're still coming up on top, because the 35,000 pink dust that they give you for 4,000 gems is much better than the marketplace right now. So they've actually tweaked the value of this. And so for me, someone that's after pink dust, I definitely would be buying. If we go back to that special area with all the boxes, or the chest, sorry, I actually bought all of them. But this one, if you need that, this is the best place to buy it, rather than save it up over time. I actually bought this as well because I'm a dirty skin collector. So I need that, and I need the pet bits. And obviously everyone buys the first one and the second one. So this one, probably everyone's buying for Christmas. And you certainly need the promotion stones for Christmas, especially if you are trying to build your heroes. Everyone's buying this one because, well, the cost per orb is cheapest. And again, I need the pet bits because I'm very, very close to fully upgrading my second pet right now. So we go to my other pet. Deer is maxed out. Dragon is next. I am 3 away from 180, and then I'm like 18 away from full speed. Not that I really need more speed, but if that's what maxing out a pet is, and you're trying to max out all the attributes, that's how far away I am. So I'm trying to buy as many pet bits as I can, as much pink bits as I can. Then the last one, the the one that you get for the artifact. I mean, the artifact it's useless and it isn't. I use it to even though it's an exclusive fragment, you usually get something really shitty. The odds of you getting something good are phenomenally low. So I basically use it for food. That's why I get it. But apart from that, I need the gold coins. I mean, like, you would argue that this chest is really only useful for early game players that haven't leveled up the first level of the gold tech. But for me, right now, I'm at the point in the game where I'm kind of like, ooh, it's starting to come in useful when you focus the upgrades, especially against class versus class upgrades. So what I mean by class versus class, so we're in the warrior tech tree right now. So the anti-mage reduction in damage against specific classes, that's coming in super useful now, to the point where those are probably going to be the first things I max for each of my key hero classes. I was going to call it asset classes, but that's a finance term. But for the key hero classes, effectively, I want to max out the anti-mage, anti-ranger, anti-priest, anti-warrior trees, and that's my first priority. No one really maxes out against anti-assassin because no one uses assassins right now. And no one really, when it comes to these second level tech trees, no one really uses anti-twine. Because only Oberons, no one's really running a multi-Oberon army right now. And that's, I think, going to be Oberon's advantage over the next, well, in the perpetual future, because Oberon's right now the only hero that can like throw out twines, right? And so I think because no one's invested just specifically to counter one hero, no one's invested in anti-twine. And so I think Oberon's going to be useful for the foreseeable future, for the next 1-2 years, until they can think of a way to get rid of the twine, right? And now that they've redone the auras, which I'll touch on soon, stun kinds of becomes useless as well, because of especially if you just run GVE armies, the anti-crowd control makes this almost useless. It makes Cruz useless, potentially. It makes Michelle useless, even though I reworked her. So it's kind of like, if you're getting that free immunity from just having GVE or light and dark, then it's almost like, well, why am I upgrading the stun? Freeze, Petrify. No one really uses Freeze again. Petrify, yeah, it's out there with DA and everyone else, but if you're going to be the focus, my personal opinion, if you're going to be upgrading the tech trees, level 2 tech trees for each hero class, focus on the reduced damage against warrior, priest, mage, and then maybe ranger. Ignore the assassin one. So that's what I'm doing. And I've saved up all my lovely 47,000 coins for, I think they said it's a new light hero that's going to be released in Christmas. And I think it's a priest. So if it's a priest, I'm going to be dumping it into one of these anti-hero classes. And I wasted it on stun for priest, which I kind of regret now. But look, it's water under a bridge. There's nothing I can do. Well, I mean, I could reset it, but I'm too cheap. I don't have enough gold. Now, let's talk about the other big changes this week. Auras. Auras, the new auras, when they came out and people explained them, confused the fuck out of me. But effectively, what I think has happened is there are now 3 resource types. There's Shadow and Fortress resource types, so I call them Type A. And why this is important is because the 3 resource types give you different advantages. So like, if you use Shadow and Fortress resource type and different mixes of Shadow and Fortress, it's not going to matter, because each Shadow or Fortress hero is going to give you +2 block. And similarly, if you use what I call Type B resource types, Abyss or Forest, if you just use exclusively Abyss and Forest, it doesn't matter what combination you use them in, it's going to give you 1.5, is it crowd control? No, it's precision. Fuck, got that wrong. Precision, which is effectively extra attack, because it chews through the shield, not the shield, the armor. Then Dark and Light Type C resources. Each hero that you have from there will give you +4% in crowd control. And that's the best way to think about it. So if you're wondering, well, how the fuck does it work? How does my combination of muck around, well, influence the block, the precision, or the crowd control immunity bonuses that I get. It's for each one of these resource types that you get a +4 for each type C resource, a +1 for a type B precision resource, and for the type A resources, you're going to get a +2 block. And that's effectively how I think it works. And so basically, I was like mucking around last night and I did all the new combinations. I would probably ignore the HP attack bonus. So when this is a relative game, and I'm surprised people haven't picked up on Reddit, right? When you see +11 attack, +18 HP, and you see like, oh, it doesn't matter what combination I get of hero I have, every combination has a bonus. That's not fucking true. If that hasn't dawned upon you, that's not fucking true. So if the government of, I don't know, the world, if the UN gives everyone $1, no one's better off, because now the price of everything goes up $1, right? That's how fucking inflation works. So if I give everyone in the game, if DH gives everyone idle heroes +5% bonus just on everything, it doesn't matter. Nothing's changed. Like, you intrinsically might feel good because you don't know how inflation works. But when you do the math out, it's got some pretty serious impacts. So what I did was I rebased HP and attack. And I found basically the lowest HP value and the lowest attack value, which is 9 and 12. And I basically said 0 for HP is now 12. Attack, the incremental attack bonus is now 9, which is now the rainbow faction. And I rebased everything. So for those of you in America and you're trying to convert Fahrenheit to degrees Celsius, this is the fucking trouble that I have to go through. For everyone else in the world that deals in degrees Celsius, this is effectively the same fucking rebasing, right? So when you rebase HP and attack, here's the so what. Rainbow, there is no bonus HP and there is no bonus attack. And the biggest buffs from HP attack that you'll get is the pure, like, single faction. It's when you run a pure single faction team, basically. That's where you get the highest HP bonus and the highest attack bonus. A 6-3, not the 18-12. Again, remember, guys, relative to everyone else, you're only getting +6, +3 advantage, right? Not +18, +12 like you think you're getting. And so that's important to keep in mind when you are looking at all the different configurations. Look, I'll try and somehow share this or a spreadsheet if you find it useful. But effectively, I tried to come up with every single combination of heroes that you could get. The different mix types, and these were the numbers that I got, right? So rebased HP and attack, and look, at the end of the day, it isn't enough to make enough of a difference. I think where it really makes a difference is, like, say Shadow, right? All of a sudden, if you get 2 horses and you get this +12% block advantage, is that enough of it to be a game changer? Could be. I don't only want 2 horses, right? Because you get the highest HP attack buff, plus you get a 12% bonus. Enough of a game changer? Right? But it also shows you that Rainbow is conceivably quite useless now. You only get 8% immunity, 3% precision, and 4% block. Because you're getting 2 of each resource type, basically. And so you're probably asking yourself, is that worth it now? Probably not. Right? I don't know. It's hard to say. Where there is a definitely like, oh my fuck, that's a huge advantage. 25% immunity is with the GVE and Pure Light, Pure Dark teams. And you think, ooh, that makes Cruise useless now against GVE teams. All right? So that's one lens to look at things through. Like, there's just so many different combinations now, and some of these improvements are kind of like marginal that you think, is it fucking worth it? So you're probably here asking yourself, well, MelkStehul, fuck all that. Just tell me what new combo to build. What's the right aura? And so I thought about that. I was like, look, when you try and do this with numbers, what's the optimal aura to have if you wanted the most advantage. And that's really hard to say because I don't know. This new aura system makes it super tricky to build heroes because there's so much permutation and combination that it makes it really, really challenging to work out what the best is. So to do this simplistically in a super dumb way, right? Just like, so this is the dumbest way to do it, but it's the broad proxy for like incremental benefit from you that you get from the aura. So if you just sort of said, look, I don't care where the advantage is coming from, just tell me all the incremental percentage benefit that I get and add all those up, right? And so that's exactly what I did, right? So I added up I said, look, I don't care if it's CC, HP, attack, or buff, blah, 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 blah. Just tell me, add up all the percentages and tell me which one's the highest one. And let's see if we can find some trends that way. And that's exactly what I did. So column S, this column here, right? You'll see that it's a sum of basically all those bonus attributes you get for that aura. So when you add all that up, GVE, pure light, pure dark, you're going to get the biggest percentage gain. And that's because of this immunity bonus, which, how useful is it compared to, I don't know, an extra 2? Would you give up 8% immunity for an extra, I don't know, 4% block? That's a trade-off you're making right now. But leaving that aside, just purely, look, I only care about percentage bonus. I can't be thinking what the right aura is. Where are we making money? Where's the money? GVE looks like it could be like doable. Rainbow is now out of the aura. Well, it's a not must-have aura. Rainbow's useless now, right? It's just plus 15% and you only get immunity, precision, block. The pure faction lineups, they're doing okay. 21, 18. Anything with basically light dark is going to look good in terms of total percentage benefit uplift. Let's just call it total percentage benefit uplift because that's all I've got. And that's because of the CC immunity bonus that you get, right? 25, 24%. And where it's not really in the money is where you focus on these type B heavy type resources, which you get with these 3-2-1 configurations here that are type B heavy, very low incremental benefit. But if you focus on the type C, because of the CC immunity and the plus 4%, because it is plus 4%, you're going to get a much higher percentage benefit. Point is, there's like, yeah, you're getting... all right, so here's the key takeaway from the aura very quickly because I haven't fucked around with it too much. Rainbow is useless now. GVE looks like it's useful. Not sure because it's all the incremental benefit that you're going to get is coming from CC immunity. So the only so what is Cruz is useless now against, and Valentino. Like if you got Valentinos, just flush it down the toilet against GVE teams. And if you look on the server right now, everyone's fucking running a GVE team. Let's look at my top 10. This guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Look, oh no, this guy's running still the Oberon army. See, I told you. No one's got anti-twine right now. This guy. Oh, he's got a Gerudo. Actually, he's not. Ormus. He's got a Cruise. See, that Cruise is useless. I wish I could attack Kenzie just to see how powerful this team is. Is he running a rainbow? Is he fucking running a rainbow? Yeah, it's a big mistake. See? But he's got a frame to counter the fact that he's running a rainbow. I'll be back. Kind of. GVE. It doesn't matter now. Because he's because of how the aura system works. GVE. So the point is, if you've got Valentino and you're trying to stay on top, you're not going to be on top. If you're running Cruz and you're trying to stay on top, you're not going to be on top. Because these motherfuckers have 24% or 20% immunity now, right? So that's really the key takeaway from auras. I'll try and share this spreadsheet if I can, just to save you from using the calculator. But like I said, the HP attack bonuses that you think you're getting, the the plus 15, the plus 10.5s, or whatever the double digit number you think you're getting is, it's not. You got to rebase it. It's fucking BS. You're not getting any incremental HP in attack. It's not that big until you start to run a pure faction team. Either it's Shadow, Fortress, Abyss, Dark Light, blah, 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 etc. That's where you're going to get your biggest bang for buck. And even then, you know, 3% compared to 2% attack for running a pure all 6-1 faction team versus a 4-2 team. Is it worth it for an extra 2%? 2% is a rounding error. It's 6/10 of fuck all. It's not going to swing the game, right? So I reckon you swing for the trees and you build all faction teams where you just get like, you know, all block, all precision, all CC immunity. I think that's where the game is headed. These pure type A, type B, or type C teams. I think they must know that that's how the game is going to be rebalanced. It's going to be structured around type A teams, type B teams, so Abyss Forest, Shadow Forest, or type C teams, Dark Light teams, because that's where you're going to get the strongest percentage bonus in the game relative to all the other areas. Anyway, that's the video for this week. Thank you for watching. Hope you found that useful. Have a great weekend ahead.